11th Science Chapter 2 Atomic Structure Part 8 Electronic Configuration of Elements and Ions.
Hello students, I am Madhusina, your chemistry teacher. Watch my YouTube videos, like and subscribe it for further notification. In this video, we will be discussing about electronic configuration of elements from atomic number 21 to 30. Electronic configuration basically means arrangement of electrons in sp,d,f orbitals. Let us see. Scandium is the element with atomic number 21. So means 21 electrons is supposed to be arranged. While arranging electrons, we have to keep all the three rules of filling in mind. So according to Aufbau's rule, first of all, electron will be filled in lower energy orbitals before filling into higher energy orbital. According to Pauli's rule, an orbital can occupy maximum 2 electrons with opposite spin. And according to Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, in case of degenerate orbitals, electrons are first singly occupied before pairing takes place. So, first 1s orbital will get 2 electrons. After 1s, 2s comes 2, then comes 2p. 3 suborbitals are there in p and each can occupy 2 electrons. So 3 2s are 6. Maximum capacity of p is 6 electrons. So 10 we have arranged. After that 3s comes which will get 2. After that 3p comes which will get 6. So now you can see here, check. 10, 11, 12 and 6, 18. After 3p, electron goes into 4s orbital because 4s is lower in energy compared to 3d. So now we have filled 20 electrons. One more is left which is going to go into 3d. Now if you draw orbital diagram of all these you know, I will just show you for 4s. Right? This is going to be same. 4s gets 2 electrons and for 3d has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 degenerate orbitals. So 1 is going to come here. This is 3d. Similarly, the next element is titanium, atomic number 22. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d2. The capacity of d orbital is maximum 10 electrons because 5 suborbitals and each can occupy 2 electrons. So, if I'm just showing you for d. One will come here, the next is going to come here. Right, rest is going to be same as you have seen in previous videos. After titanium comes vanadium. Atomic number is 23. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d3. So if you are arranging it in orbital diagram, 1, 2 and 3 because we have to follow what? Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Until all the orbitals are singly occupied, pairing cannot take place. Let us see for the next element, chromium. Atomic number 24. We are putting the configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. I have arranged 20 electrons. 3d4. According to normal way of writing, this should be the configuration of chromium. But this is not the configuration of chromium. Right? If you see the orbital diagram of 3D, 5 suborbitals are present. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Only one orbital is filled. If this orbital is occupied by the electron, then the d orbital will be half filled. And once the orbital is half filled, it is more stable. Half filled and completely filled orbitals are more stable. Hence, to attain stability, what does this do? This wants only one electron to become stable. So it pulls one electron from 4s orbital and attains stability. So in that case, what will become the electronic configuration of chromium? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d5. This is the electronic configuration of chromium, and we take it as an exception. Why it is an exception? Because it wants to become stable. So for getting stable, it has to be half filled, and it requires only one electron for getting half filled, which it withdraws from 4s. So this is the configuration of chromium, and when you draw the electron orbital diagram, we get this type of orbital diagram from chromium. Next element is manganese. Atomic number 25. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s. What will be? 4s 2. If you put 3d5, 10, 20 and 5. Now manganese is in the stable state because d orbital is half filled. After manganese, we have the next element, that is iron. Iron is 26. So chromium is an exception, you have to keep in mind. Fe is 26. Now the counting will go on. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d6. Count also side by side. 10, 20 and 6, 26. After iron, we are having cobalt. Atomic number 27. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d7. You know the capacity of d orbital is 10 electrons. After cobalt, we have nickel. 28. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d8. After nickel, we have copper. Atomic number 29. Now according to this, I will write the configuration. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d9. So we can write the configuration like this, but this is not the configuration of copper. You will ask why. D9. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are singly occupied. Then 6, 7, 8 and 9. If you look at this orbital diagram, this requires only one electron to become completely filled. And once it is completely filled, it is stable. So it badly needs one electron to attain stability. So what it is going to do, it withdraws one electron from 4s and becomes stable. So now the configuration of copper becomes 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d10. This is the configuration of copper. So copper and chromium, they are exceptions because they need stability. So there in case of chromium, it attains half filled orbital to become stable, and copper becomes completely filled to attain stability. And the last element is zinc. Atomic number 30. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2 and 3d10. So these are the elements from atomic number 21 to 30. Let us see the electronic configuration of few of the ions. Suppose I want to write down the electronic configuration of chromium plus 2, Cr plus 2. Then in that case, what is the atomic number of chromium? It is 24. Put down the electronic configuration first. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s, 2, 3d4 will come. So you know that 4 is very close to stability. So one electron will be pulled from s. So this is the configuration of chromium. Now if we want plus 2 means there is loss of 2 electron. Now what is written at outside is not your valence electron. Electrons are always lost from valence orbital. If I draw this is the nucleus, this is first shell, second shell, third shell and fourth cell. This is n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here 1s orbital is present, here 2s and 2p is there, here 3s, 3p, 3d is there, and outside we are having 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. So which is the outermost shell? 4s is your outermost shell, which is the valence shell. So first of all, electron always moves out from the valence shell, and when it becomes empty, the next penultimate shell means the shell inside the valence shell becomes your outermost shell. So in this case, first of all, electron will be lost from where? 4s. So 1 goes from here, and how many we have to lose? 2 more. So 1 and 1 from here. So what will be the configuration of Cr plus 2? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s0. You write or you don't write, doesn't make difference. 3d4. This is the configuration. If I change it to plus 3, then in that case, I will have it here. 1 goes from here and 2 more from here. So 3d3. Same manner, if you have to write for Fe plus 2, configuration of Fe plus 2. So first of all, you will write for Fe. What is the atomic number of Fe? 26. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. I will wait and calculate. 10 and 20. 6 more. 3d6. Now which is my valence? 4th. You have to look at the principal quantum number outside. 4s is your valence shell. So electron will first of all move out from here. So 2 will go, and how many I have to lose? 2 only. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s0, 3d6. And in case of Fe plus 3, what will happen? 2 from here and 1 from here. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s0, 3d5 is the configuration.